Yesterday, in the comment section of the Freecad 1.0 RC1 news video, someone asked me to make a drawing video of a STUDYCADCAM 3D exercise. This is the purpose of this video, but I divided the tutorial in two because it will be a very long video. This first one is about how to draw the model in the current stable version and the other in the versions released for candidates. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I said before, let's see how to draw in the current stable version Freecad 0.21.2. Let's see it. First of all, we need a new document. Just click on this plus icon to create a new document and save this document. I'll save as Freecad 0.21.2 part design workflow. And next, change workbench to part design. And next, let's go to our drawing page. As you can see here, we have this drawing page here, 3D exercise 1092. And here we have the 3D model, the stop view, and the session view. To complete this model, what we'll do is to use 5 operations. We'll use the pad, pollar, groove, pocket, and fillet tool to get this design completed. So the first thing that we'll do in the first operation is to create a sketch in which we'll trace this geometry here. Okay, let's do that. Go to our Freecad model and next create a new body and a new sketch. And let's select XY plane for this first sketch. Okay, here in this sketch, the first thing that we'll do is to create these 2 cycles. We'll use these 2 cycles as construction geometries to trace this geometry here. So let's do that. Go to Sketcher. To the construction geometry, just click on this icon and you'll have these geometries with these colors. So first we select the cycle tool and we draw our first cycle, and next this cycle, and next we need to set the diameter of these 2 cycles. To do that, we need to click on diameter tool and click on this first cycle, and the diameter of this first cycle, as you can see, is 7, so we'll set that dimension. And this cycle here will set this dimension here, 90. Okay, and now we have this. Just click here to hide these dimensions. And the next thing to do here is to create these vertical lines here, this line and also this line. Okay, we need this line here and this line to be able to create this arc here and also complete this geometry here. So let's do that. Go to the sketcher, select line tool, click on the origin point and draw this line, and do the same for this line here. Okay, the next thing to do is to set the angle of these 2 lines. This line here, as you can see, we have 3 occurrences of this part here. So this means that the angle from this vertical axis and this vertical line here must be 306 degrees divided by 3 occurrences. Let's do that. Go to our sketcher and select constraint angle, this tool here, and click on the vertical axis, and now in this line here, and here we need to set 306 divided by 3 and get 120 degrees. And now for this line here, the angle between this vertical axis and this line here must be the half of 120 degrees. So just click on this vertical axis and in this line here and set 6 degrees. Okay, now we have this. Let's hide these constraints here. Okay, and the next thing to do is to try to trace our geometry. So for that, first we need to change from construction geometry through normal geometry. To that, we click on this icon here. Next, first let's select arc tool, and the center point of this arc will start here in this cycle. So just click here and draw this arc, and next use line tool and draw this line. Next, select arc tool again. Now just click on this endpoint here, and this endpoint will be the start, will be the center point of this arc here, as you can see. So now just click here and draw this arc. Next, select line tool, draw this line, select arc tool, and now just click on this cycle and draw this arc. Okay, now we have this geometry. The next thing to do is to apply tangent constraints. So first escape and then select this point here and set tangent. Do the same for this point here, and also this point. Okay, now that we have this, the next thing to do is to set this arc here equal to this arc. To do that, we need to select equal constraint and then these two arcs, and now we have this. The next thing to do is to constrain this point and this vertical axis, this point here and this point here. So how we can do that? To do that, first we need to select this constraint here. Just click on this icon and next select this point, and now this vertical axis, this point here and the vertical axis, and next this center point and this some vertical line here. And now I have this and also 2 degrees of freedom. So the next thing to do is to set the radius of this arc and also this arc here. Let's see here in this drawing page. As you can see, we have a radius of 80 for this arc here, and 30 millimeters for this arc here. So let's do that. Click on constraint diameter, click on this arc here and set 8 millimeters, and now in this arc here and set 30. Okay, as you can see, now we have the sketch full constrained, but before we leave the sketch here, we need to close this wire here in order to create an extrusion. So for that, we can first hide these all dimensions and select line tool. Just click here in this end point and now in this origin point, and we have our first line. And now just click here and here in this end point of this arc, and we have this. This sketch is now full constrained and also the wire is closed. So escape 2 times, and next let's do our first operation, extrusion. Select pad tool and change the length here to 22 millimeters. Enter, and we have this. And the next operation now is the polar pattern. So we go to the model tab, we select this pad operation and then polar pattern. As you can see here, we have this, and what to do here is to only change the number of occurrence to 3. As you can see, we have 3 occurrence here. So just increase this occurrence to 3, and okay. Now we have this, as you can see. Okay, the next step now is to create a groove operation to subtract material from this part here. So for that, first we'll create a new sketch. Let's select axis plane and also switch to the session view. Just click on this icon. Now just go to geometry, select polyline tool, and next trace this geometry, as you can see here. Okay, now that I have this, the next thing to do is to set the dimensions. We have 9 degrees of freedom here, as you can see. First thing that we can do is to set this line here equal to this line, and also considering these 2 points here, let's add constant. Okay, 6 degrees of freedom. Now let's go to our drawing page. Okay, first we'll set this angle here, 22 degrees between this line here and this line. So for that, we select constraint angle, now this line and this line here, and we set the angle 22 degrees. Enter. Next we need to select vertical distance tool. For this line here, we'll set this length 5.2, and now this line here we can set 15, no problems. And next let's constrain this point in the horizontal axis, and next let's select horizontal distance tool, now this point and this point here. Okay, as you can see here, from this origin point to the center point of this arc here, we have 35 millimeters, the half of 7th, and to set the dimension of this line starting from this origin point to this end point here, we need to add 8 millimeters in the half of this diameter here. So here we'll add that formula. So here we'll add this formula, 35 plus 8, and get 43 millimeters. Now we have 1 degree of freedom. The next thing to do is to set the distance between this end point here to this origin point. So as you can see here in the top view, we have a diameter of 22 for this cycle. So here we'll set the half of 22, 11, and we have this. Now scale 2 times, and next use the groove tool. Select groove tool to subtract material. Just click OK, and as you can see, we have this. Okay, now the next step is to create a hole here and also here in this face. Select this face and create a new sketch. First, select cycle tool and draw a cycle here in the origin point. Select constraint diameter, click on this cycle, and the diameter must be 16 for this hole. Set 16 here, and next select cycle tool again. Let's create a cycle here, and also let's try to get the center point of this arc here. Let's select external jump tool, just click here, and as you can see, we can't get the center point of this arc. So Ctrl Z, and next select constraint diameter, click on this cycle, and the diameter for this cycle we have to set 4.5 for this hole. Set 4.5 millimeters, and we have 1 degree of freedom. Select vertical distance tool, just click in the origin point and now in this center point, and the distance here must be the half of 7th. We set 35 millimeters here, and scale 2 times, and next select pocket tool and change here to toggle, and now we have this as you can see. Next click OK, and now just zoom in and select this face here, create a new sketch, and in this sketch here what we'll do is to create this cycle, the cycle here with a diameter of 8 millimeters. So let's select the external jump tool and try to extract this edge here, and as you can see we can't get the center point of this cycle. So Ctrl Z, select cycle tool, create a cycle in the vertical axis, and then constrain the diameter of this cycle to 8 millimeters. Okay, and use the vertical distance tool to set the distance between these 2 points here. Must be 35 millimeters here. Scale 2 times, and next pocket tool. Okay, here to create the correct pocket we need to use this dimension 22 minus 4 millimeters for this thickness here. Set this formula 22 minus 4 and enter, and now just rotate this model, and as you can see we have this. Next let's create this pocket as you can see here. To do that we need a sketch. Select this face here, create a sketch, and now let's use arc tool and line tool to create our geometry. So first let's select external jump tool and extract this edge here. As you can see now we have the center point, so it's fine now. Next let's select arc tool, click on the center point, create this first arc, and next this arc here, just click on this origin point, draw this. Next use line tool, connect these 2 arcs in this way and in this way. Okay, now we have this. Next let's create fillets here. As you can see, select fillet tool, this tool here, and just click on this edge here and create the fillets. Okay, now that you have this, the next thing to do is to set these all arcs equal. Escape now, select this arc here, and this arc, and set equal. Okay, hide all constraints, And next, let's use horizontal constraint and constrain the center points in this way, and here and this way. Okay, 5 degrees of freedom. Let's select constraint diameter and set the radius of this axis. Here will be 1 millimeters, as you can see. Let's set 1, and this arc here must be 11, alpha of 22. Okay, and this arc here, the radius must be, as you can see here, we have this distance from the cycle to this arc. We have 3 millimeters, so we'll add this dimension with the radius of this cycle. So as you can see, the diameter is 8 and the radius is 4. So what you'll do is to set 4 plus 3 millimeters, and we get 7 millimeters for the radius of this arc. Okay, we have 2 degrees of freedom now. Let's select external jump tool and extract this edge here. And next, let's try to apply a parallel constraint between this line and this edge here. Select parallel constraint, and now this line and this line. And as you can see, it's not working. So for this, we'll need to use a thread for this. So first, let's hide our constraints. Change to construction geometry. Just click on this icon, select line tool, create a line in these 2 endpoints here, and also a line between this point and this line here. Okay, next, just select parallel constraint. Now these 2 lines, and it's working, as you can see. And also select perpendicular constraint and make this line and this line perpendicular. Okay, and now we have this 1 degree of freedom, and now we're able to set this thickness here, 3 millimeters. Just select constraint distance and zoom in here, click on this line and set 3. And we have this. The sketch is now full constrained. Step 2 times. Next, create a pocket. Okay, here we'll need to set a formula. We need to set 22, this max length here, minus this thickness 3. So set 22 minus 3 and enter. And we have this, as you can see. Next, let's create this fillet here, radius of 1, and also here. Just select this face here, and now control this edge and select fillet tool. And as you can see, it's not working. If we click OK, we get this input error. Close this dialog and just select this face here and create a fillet. 1 millimeter of radius. Okay, and next select this edge and fillet. And as you can see, it's working now. Click OK. And also here, and there is edge. Let's create a fillet. I think is 0.5 millimeters. So select fillet, set 0.5, and we have this. Now just click OK. Let's press home, and here, now that we have this, the next step is to create a polar pattern in order to create these all pockets and fillets. Okay, so for that we need to go to the model tape and start the installation here in this pocket, and now shift select this last operation. And next, polar pattern. Okay, here in this operation, what you need to do is to increase the occurrence to 3. And as you can see, we have this. Just click OK. Also, we have some problems here. As you can see, this face is clean, and here we have this separation, so it's not working fine. I don't know what is the problem, which is the problem here. Maybe ebook or Freecad. Okay, next we need to create this fillet. The radius is 1, as you can see. Just select this face here, and now fillet tool. And okay, as you can see, this is the final model. So thank you for watching this video. If you find this video useful, please leave a like, a comment, and share this video with your friends. Also, if you want to support this channel, there's a link in the description of this video to my Ko-fi page. And also don't forget to watch another video about designing this model in the Freecad 1.0 RC1 version. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.